Hello everybody, bit of a voiceover session again today. So, video you're seeing now is from last week before last even. I was meant to post this session, but I came down with the flu. So I've been thinking about having a week off or some time off to try and get my elbow tendonitis a bit better. And that was taken away from me because I had no choice. I had to have some time off. I was literally bedridden for 3 days. So yeah, my birthday was last week. I was still ill on my birthday, but I was sort of able to get out of bed. It was like the 4th day of being ill, really. So the video here was from before then. It was the day before I got ill, basically. Started feeling a bit of a sore throat that afternoon. Thought it was my hay fever, but it turned out to be the flu. And then I've been suffering really bad with my hay fever ever since. So today was my first day back at training since then. So I've had 8 days with no training. That was really, really mentally challenging, not being able to train. But I could have trained, like I said, I was ill for 4 days. I could have trained probably on the 5th day, really, other than my hay fever. But I thought I'd take the opportunity to rest my elbow a bit more. Hence the reason today I started back with a squat session for a couple of reasons, really. One was to rest the elbow a little bit longer because it is a lot better, but it's still sore. But the other one was I got a safety squat bar as a birthday present from my better half, and I wanted to use it because it arrived today. So I thought I'd do a leg session. So after these, I think there's some more squats here and also some laying hamstring curls. I did other exercises after them. I did leg extensions and I did some calves. Didn't show any of that on this video though. So basically that is just showing you what I did on that last session. The squats I did there were with my heels raised on my slant board that I made to try and get some more emphasis onto my quads and also strengthen my knee joints. Also, that's another reason I wanted a safety squat, but I've been sort of wanting one for a while. And here it is. So I was surprised how much I had to lower the weight to start with, because that really is trying to push you forwards. So you have to have a more upright posture using the SSB. So yeah, and obviously after having 8 days off, I wanted to take it a little bit easy today. So I didn't go too heavy. I went up to about 85 kilos, just over 85 kilos. Did 4 sets of 8 reps. And yeah, really, really enjoyed it. So that's something I'm going to try utilising a little bit more often into my training. Try and emphasise my quads. So you notice I've been wearing my knee straps and stuff lately. I don't have any issues with my knees, but I hadn't had any issues with my elbows either until my elbow wasn't injured training, by the way. I hit it on a bar at work and it's been giving me jip ever since, on and off. So the training obviously just irritated that injury. But I speak to a lot of people my age and even people younger than me who tend to suffer a lot with their knees. But as I'm getting a bit older, I thought I would do something to protect my knees before I do start having any issues. So I started wearing the knee protectors, or whatever you want to call them, protectors, sleeves, whatever. they do. They don't enable me to squat any more weight. I can squat the same weight with or without them. But what they do, which I've noticed, these are 7mm thick ones. They really do keep the heat into your joints. Same as the elbow sleeves. Really, really keep the heat in there to the point where when you take them off, you're actually sweating inside them. Which sounds disgusting, but that is a really good way of keeping them joints nice and warm, especially for us older people. So yeah, it's not something that I need as such, but I'm doing a bit of prehab before I start getting, because I like to do my squats and I want to keep doing them. I love doing the exercise, so I'm taking some precautions. He was actually turned 44 last Thursday, so yeah. I'm hoping my elbow is up to scratch to start working out it again with a push session tomorrow, but I'm going to take it light and see how it goes. I want to get back into my training, so, but I was thinking of having a little bit longer off, but it's just, yeah, I don't think I can take any more time. So I tried to get this from different angles using this bar. This is from a company called Cerberus in the UK here. I think this bar is basically designed around the same as the Bells of Steel one, which you get over, I don't know, is it Canadian or American? I'm not really sure. But Bells of Steel, those bars over here are very hard to get. Well, you can't get it at the moment, but when they are available, they're about £450 sterling. There's this one was 300 and what was it? 330, I think, but I got 10% discount off of it. But it's a really good quality bar. It's got 3 different handles, same as the Bells of Steel one. Anyway, I went on to RDLs after that. Didn't go up to my usual working weight, but I still did 12 reps. Did 3 sets. I did 4 sets on the SSB, 3 sets on the RDLs. Strangely, so feedback on the SSB, really, really felt it in my quads. So usually I'd then go into these RDLs after doing normal back squats. But today, obviously I didn't. I had the safety squat bar, then went into these. And surprisingly, using less weight than what I normally would. It's about 20 kilo less than I normally do for 3 sets of 12. But I was really feeling it in my hamstrings and glutes. So I don't know if that's because usually with the back squat, that's already pre-fatigued my glutes and my hamstrings a bit, so maybe I don't feel it so much. But yeah, it felt like these were doing the trick a lot more than what they normally do, because I tend to start losing my grip, or my grip starts going, and lower back when you start getting into the later reps. But I could really feel it in the hamstrings and glutes today, which was what was intended. Excuse me. So yeah, 3 sets of these, 12 reps before I go on. I can't remember if I used my slant board. I think I did the laying hamstrings next. We'll see. Yeah, so this is my final set of these, I believe. I had noticed that my technique wasn't as good on these as what it usually is, and I think it was because I was looking up and looking at my posture in the mirror rather than keeping my head facing, my eyes looking at the ground, which I found then keeps my spine a lot more neutral. But yeah, it felt okay. Really suffering with my hay fever at the moment, so I was feeling quite sort of lightheaded doing these and with the squats, but that's knocked me for 10, having the flu and then get the hay fever. It's been a bit of a tough time, but it always is hard for me training, usually this time of year with my hay fever. It lasts a few weeks usually for me, and then hopefully July it starts getting better. But last year I was doing a lot more of the bodyweight stuff. This is just a lot more fatiguing in a way with the strength, or the hypertrophy based strength stuff. So here we go into the laying leg curls. Really enjoying these, and this is an exercise that I never used to be super strong at or anything, but I've been concentrating on this, getting a nice technique, making sure that I go full stretch and touching my butt with the pads when I bring it up. So I'm getting full range of motion on these. And I think that's paying dividends along with doing my deadlifts. My posterior chain is really coming along. And I've managed to increase the weight quite significantly on that. Here's my little puppies. They came in for a visit, causing trouble. They've been keeping me busy as well. They're 7 months old now. Apollo and Ziggy, both brothers. Blue Staffordshire Bull Terriers they are. So I've got 3 Staffies now. But these 2 are a bundle of joy. Love them to bits. So I think this is my second setter on there. I have to leave the weight stack there because I've got nowhere else to put it in the gym. When I get my new one finished, there'll be lots more space, but that's a long way off as yet. So I'm making do with this space I have here for now, which I'm not complaining about because I'm lucky enough to have somewhere I can get the gear in. It just would be nice having a lot more space. I have to move lots of things about all the time, and be careful not to bang things like my elbow. I seem to be prone to banging it. I don't know if it's because I'm more aware of it since hurting it, but any opportunity I can knock it on something. So that's another reason I've been wearing my straps on it, even when it's not really that bad, just to be cautious of not banging it. So yeah, laying leg curls, really love this machine. My missus bought this and she bought it for her. So here's my slant board. I made this myself. Some plywood and a bit of sandpaper stuck on it, which saved me about 70 or 80 odd quid to buy one. And the idea here is once again, a bit more prehab. There's no weight, I'm just doing body weight, trying to get my knees over my toes, strengthening my knee joints really. I will, when I do these next time, I would add weight, but this was meant to be a light day, getting me back into session after having illness and time off. So yeah, it is what it is. 3 sets, 10 reps on each leg, nothing too strenuous. I'm trying to get my balance and positioning right to start with. But yeah, getting a good stretch on there, really. I don't think there was much hypertrophic about this exercise today, but that wasn't really my intention. I did these instead of doing what I'd normally do as leg extensions, but I wanted to do something a little bit lighter, and like I say, prehabbing those knee joints. Trying to get a different angle for you so you can see. There's nothing real special to this. It's just more about utilising the raised heels to put more emphasis on the quads and the knee. Another thing what I say, when I did my squats at the beginning using the slant board, my tibialis anterior really feel that the next day, like I never have done before. So the fronts of my legs are getting, and my quads are getting like a total different stimulus to what I've had before from using this slant board with the squats. And obviously I'm not using as much weight, so I'm getting more out of less weight, which is your goal with hypertrophy really. You want to use as light a weight as you possibly can and get as much out of it before having to use heavier weight. Obviously, the heavier weight feeds our egos a bit, and it's always good having a nice heavy weight there. But the idea of this is to get as much as you can out of lightweight, or as lighter weight as possible, I should say. So, and also whenever you're introducing a new exercise, the stimulus is always easily achieved at the beginning. I find sometimes with newer exercises, you could start with a light weight, but you soon start piling the plates on once you've got the technique down and the neuromuscular system has adapted to the new movement pattern, I should say, on a new exercise. So anyway, enough of waffling on that. I will see you in the next exercise, which will be calf raises in the old gym shed. So here we are, calf raises. I treated this first set as just a bit of a warm-up. I just stick 80 kilos on there for 12 reps. And then I'm supersetting this with 12 hanging leg raises. Excuse me, this is my hay fever. I might sound a bit bunged up, which I am, and my chest isn't too great at the moment. So, yeah, just have to... Anyone in the UK who suffers with hay fever will know exactly what I'm going through. So there you go. I'm putting put the 10 kilo plates on here, ready for the next set, and then I went into my hanging leg raises, and I've got my specs on there. For some reason, I think I was writing down my workout. Not that I really need them for reading, or writing, but anyway, here we are. I like using these straps. So when I'm doing leg raises using this bar, it's not as high up as what my new one is. I have to bend my legs slightly. So I usually would try to keep my legs as straight as possible when doing these, but I can't do it in here. I'm not high enough off the ground. Like I say, I can do it if I'm at the gym or if I'm in my other bar, I can do it. But I wanted to do the supersets here to save a bit of time because I needed to be ready for 4 o'clock, because we opened the cattery at 4 o'clock and my partner has had an operation. She had to have a hernia operation on Friday, which was another nightmare because obviously I was poorly and I had to be better for her because I had to do the cattery because she can't do it. So luckily I was better by the Thursday, being the first. Well, I was still rough on the first, but I was ready for the second for her. So I'm currently off my job looking after a cattery full of cats, whilst my partner, she recovers from her hernia operation, which she's had since giving birth to our son. But yeah, such is life, having to take time off work to work. So this was the only time I could squeeze my training in today. We open in the mornings from 10 to 12, and then we shut from 12 until 4 o'clock, and then we open again at 4 till 6. So I had to get this in between that time slot. So yeah, and it's a busy time of year. Lots of people going away on holiday and leaving their cats with us. So we knew she was going to have the operation, but we didn't get told until the week before, so it was a bit of a last minute thing. And it would have to have come at one of our busiest times. Well, really from March through to January is busy, but anyway. So yeah, enough about that waffle. So 100 kilos on the bar. I don't know what the bar weighs, but it doesn't really matter. 12 reps. I can go more in here. I'm not pushing myself on this. 100 kilos on my calves for 12 reps. Yeah, I could easily put 120 on there and get 12 reps, I think. But this wasn't about pushing myself too much today. It was just getting back into the swing of it. But yeah, I'll get a bit of stimulus out of it, and hopefully a little bit of a little bit of gains from it. Who knows? I felt the leg raises in my abs. Real good core exercise. And also after doing the squats and that, and it sort of opens up your spine, stretch out the spine a bit. I have a little bit of a hang at the end after I finish my last set. But yeah, anyway, I've waffled on as much as I possibly could throughout this video. Tried to make it a little bit more interesting and get a bit of perspective. Once my elbow's better, I want to try and start putting a lot more emphasis on getting stronger and building some more muscle. Well, when I say getting stronger, building more muscle is my main goal, but strength sort of comes alongside that, really. So yeah, enjoying the training anyway, as always. That was good getting back into the training from having an 8-day stint. That's the longest I've had off since having COVID. Last time I had COVID, I trained through it. But the first time that knocked me for 6 as well. But this flu that I had this time was something else. My missus, in 20 odd years, she said you'd never know me to be knocked out like that, really. I just didn't get out of bed for 3 days. But anyway, thank you very much for watching and all the support. Anybody got any questions or anything they want to ask, give us a shout and I'll try my best to answer them. But for now, this is me signing out. Until the next time, bye-bye then.